Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition. January 29, 2025 featuring Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition. January 29, 2025 featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 17th to January 23rd, 2025. APT features Rose and Bruno Mars with Die with a Smile, while Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars also contribute with Die with a Smile. Additionally, AAJ Key Rat is performed by Madhubanti Bagchi and Divya. DTMF showcases Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 17th to Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die with a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars, and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting January 27th, 2025. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Overcooked. 2 Minecraft, Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Discover the global top-selling and top-played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, to Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. PUBG Battlegrounds, Counter-Strike 2, Dynasty Warriors, Origins, Marvel Rivals, Assetto Corsa EVO, Path of Exile 2, Dota 2. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and the FBI have issued an advisory detailing how threat actors exploited multiple vulnerabilities in Ivanti cloud service applications. DeepSeek AI's DeepSeek R1, specifically the DeepSeek R1-0 variant, showcases impressive reasoning capabilities through extensive reinforcement learning RL, without initial supervised fine-tuning SFT. This model matches the performance of OpenAI O1 in areas such as math, code, and reasoning. Additionally, DeepSeek R1 Distill Qwen32b surpasses OpenAI O1 Mini in numerous benchmarks, setting new records for dense models. Iran's Revolutionary Guards commander announced that Iran acquired Russian Sukhoi 35 fighter jets. North Korean cannons intended to devastate Seoul are being deployed to the front lines in Ukraine. Russia has released a school textbook claiming it was compelled to invade Ukraine. The UK population is expected to increase to 72.5 million by 2032, according to the ONS, primarily due to a rise in net migration. President Trump has issued an order to prevent federal funding for gender transitions for minors. President Trump has brought back service members who were discharged for not complying with the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Frank Lloyd Wright's Soul skyscraper is set to be sold for $1.4 million following a lengthy legal battle. A new HomePod hub featuring a 7-inch screen is scheduled to launch in 2025. The GTA Vice City Next Gen Edition fan project has been released, with modders intensifying their efforts despite opposition from Take-Two. Reuters indicates that Russian oil refining is increasing as U.S. sanctions focus on crude exports. According to sources, NATO states that the threat to plot the murder of the Rheinmetall CEO was part of a sabotage campaign. 6 months prior, the U.S. and Germany thwarted a Russian plot to assassinate the CEO of the arms manufacturer supplying weapons to Ukraine. Denmark is increasing its Arctic defense spending by $2.1 billion, influenced by U.S. pressure. In the United States, recent research reveals that baby boomers possess $17 trillion of the nation's total home equity, suggesting that the silver tsunami may result in a significant transfer of wealth to the children of baby boomer homeowners. New Zealand is simplifying the process for digital nomads to work, aiming to support its ailing economy. Saudi Arabia has risen 15 positions to rank 12th in global tourist expenditure, according to UN Tourism. Pakistan's Senate approves a ban on fake news on social media, prompting protests from journalists over the bill's provisions for controlling social media content. South Sudan reinstates Facebook and TikTok after their suspension. Google pledges to tackle fake reviews in the UK following a 5-year investigation. Sam Altman remarked that startups with just $10 million were completely hopeless in competing with OpenAI. It has been commented as DeepSeek's actions suggest otherwise. DeepSeek's breakthrough, likened to a Sputnik moment, has led to a decline in AI-related stocks, causing tech stocks to fall as U.S. concerns about China's DeepSeek in the AI race grow. Scientific American notes that AI is too unpredictable to align with human objectives. Meanwhile, Meta AI is now able to utilize data from Facebook and Instagram to tailor its responses. Trump mentions that Microsoft is negotiating to buy TikTok. Google Maps will display Gulf of America and MT. McKinley for U.S. users, following Google's decision to categorize the U.S. as a sensitive country similar to China and Russia. Influenced by Trump's Gulf of America remarks, the French foreign minister suggests the possibility of deploying troops to Greenland. Curiosity rover discovers ancient water ripples on Mars, suggesting a history of shallow, ice-free lakes. A study proposes that habitable planets might have emerged at the universe's beginning. In Denmark, a 66-million-year-old fish vomit from the dinosaur era has been found. Major League Soccer is relocating its studio shows to WWE headquarters as part of a broader agreement with IMG. Porsche Penske Motorsport has achieved its 20th win at the prestigious 24 Hours of Daytona event. Neymar's contract with Al Hilal has been ended following an injury-plagued period, with Santos preparing for his return as the Brazil forward's future becomes clearer. 200 UK companies have committed to a permanent 4-day workweek. A Gartner Finance survey indicates that CFOs intend to reduce pay increases once more in 2025. Spotify discloses $10 billion in music industry payouts for 2024. China indicates readiness to bring back confirmed Chinese citizens residing in the U.S. Italy dispatches an additional 49 migrants to Albania for processing, despite previous court denials. Trump takes steps to expel 1.4 million migrants who entered under Biden's parole initiatives. Research indicates that global warming could result in millions of heat-related deaths across Europe. Meanwhile, Mumbai is considering a prohibition on petrol and diesel vehicles due to air pollution issues. Additionally, Osaka has implemented a ban on street smoking in preparation for Expo 2025. Trump announces plans to implement tariffs on semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, and certain metals. DeepSeek's AI application has been alleged to transmit user data, conversations, and all uploaded files to servers located in China. A proposed new bill in the United States Congress would permit AI systems to generate prescriptions. Elon Musk claims his $1 million election giveaway was legal since the winners were not chosen randomly. 3 months prior, Musk announced a $1 million giveaway for voters who signed a petition in key battleground states. Additionally, an analysis indicates that the Trump memecoin likely generated at least $11 million in fees. Furthermore, it is reported that Denmark and other countries are under pressure and are seeking lobbyists with connections to Trump. Scientists reveal a brain-computer interface enabling users to pilot a virtual drone using their thoughts. Microplastics are detected in the brains of mice shortly after ingestion. An epigenetic study discovers that sperm cells contain remnants of childhood stress. China Vank CEO and chairman step down amid growing worries over a projected $6.2 billion loss. HSBC plans to withdraw from M&A and capital markets operations in the UK, Europe, and the US. Ray Dalio cautions that Wall Street's AI bubble mirrors the dot-com era's excesses. U.S. children fall further behind in reading, make little improvement in math on national exam. Less than 220,000 Holocaust survivors left worldwide, study finds. Musk's comments that Germany should move beyond Nazi guilt are dangerous, says Holocaust Memorial Chair. Anthropic is introducing citations, a new API feature that enables Claude to base its responses on source documents, as part of RAG. The Vatican has released a document on AI, cautioning against the development of a substitute for God. OpenAI claims to have evidence that China's DeepSeek utilized its model for training the competitor. Microsoft is investigating whether a group linked to DeepSeek improperly acquired OpenAI data. The SEC has withdrawn a contentious rule that barred banks from holding cryptocurrency. X has revealed a collaboration with Visa to enhance X Money's wallet functionality, with X indicating that its payment service will be available in 2025. France has initiated an investigation into Binance due to suspicions of money laundering. The European Union is considering a prohibition on the sale of gaming consoles to Russia, citing their potential use in controlling drones. Additionally, the EU is making arrangements for sanctions targeting Russian aluminum, 15 banks, and the Shadow Fleet, according to Bloomberg. Meanwhile, Brazil has declared Cuba, Bolivia, and 7 other nations as new members of the BRICS organization. Furthermore, North Korea's leader, Kim, has pledged to indefinitely enhance the country's nuclear program. Apple and SpaceX collaborate to enhance Starlink satellite network compatibility with iPhones. Huawei plans to introduce new devices in 2025 that will operate on its native Harmony OS, moving away from Android, as the Chinese government intensifies efforts to promote Harmony OS, establishing adoption goals to surpass Windows, Android, and iOS. The Norway Wealth Fund reports a record annual profit of $222 billion, driven by the tech boom. White House opens doors to new media, allocates seats in press briefing room, as White House to open media access to podcasters, influencers. It has been commented as Trump leans on World War II Japanese incarceration law to deport immigrants. Trump offering federal workers buyouts with about 8 months' pay in effort to shrink government. The White House is assessing the impact of the China AI application DeepSeek on national security. The U.S. Navy has prohibited the use of DeepSeek because of security and ethical concerns. According to White House AI czar David Sachs, DeepSeek was developed using OpenAI models. KuCoin admits guilt in cryptocurrency case, commits to $300 million payment. United Kingdom expresses concerns over cloud competition, identifying Microsoft and Amazon as major players. Researchers suggest modifying Linux code could reduce data center energy consumption by 30%. Block Open Source unveils codename Goose, an open framework designed for AI agents. Alibaba announces the release of an AI model that it asserts exceeds the capabilities of DeepSeek v3. LinkedIn takes action by deleting accounts of AI coworkers who are actively seeking employment opportunities. Roseanne Barr is planning a comeback with a new comedy series centered on a family that saves America with guns, the Bible, petty crime, and alcoholism. Dolly Parton's musical about her life will debut in Nashville and then move to Broadway in 2026. The Mona Lisa will have her own room as the Louvre expands to address overcrowding. Macron visits the Louvre amid reports of disrepair, raising concerns about the Mona Lisa, and Italy is ready to welcome the Mona Lisa due to Louvre infrastructure issues. GLP-1 drug use reduces grocery expenses by 6%, according to a study. The UK fertility watchdog reports that technology for lab-grown eggs or sperm is nearing viability. China declares it extremely unlikely that the COVID pandemic originated from a lab leak, while the CIA suggests otherwise. In the US, Rand Paul has subpoenaed 14 agencies regarding the origins of COVID-19. Conor McGregor criticizes pro-Palestine marches in Ireland and suggests that displaying the Hamas flag should be classified as a serious offense. UNRWA is making arrangements to close its activities in East Jerusalem due to the upcoming Israeli ban. 2 individuals linked to ISIS are included in the 17 people apprehended during a collaborative operation by Interpol and Afropol in Kenya. MGM has consented to a settlement of $45 million for individuals affected by the 2019 data breach and the 2023 ransomware incident. Recent side-channel attacks on Apple's new CPU compromise browser data. The highly anticipated Chinese AI application DeepSeek claims to have experienced extensive malicious attacks.
Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition. January 27, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 17 to January 23, 2025. APT features Rose and Bruno Mars with Die With A Smile, while Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars also contribute with Die With A Smile. Additionally, AAJ Key Rat is performed by Madhu Banti Bakshi and Divya. DTMF showcases Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 17 to Thursday, January 23, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny, Die with a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars, and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US digital top sellers starting January 27, 2025. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Overcooked. 2 Minecraft Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Discover the global top-selling and top-played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 14, 2025, to Tuesday, January 21, 2025. PUBG Battlegrounds, Counter-Strike 2, Dynasty Warriors, Origins, Marvel Rivals, Assetto Corsa EVO, Path of Exile 2, Dota 2. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and the FBI have issued an advisory detailing how threat actors exploited multiple vulnerabilities in Ivanti cloud service applications. DeepSeek AI's DeepSeek R1, specifically the DeepSeek R1-0 variant, showcases impressive reasoning capabilities through extensive reinforcement learning RL, without initial supervised fine-tuning, SFT. This model matches the performance of OpenAI O1 in areas such as math, code, and reasoning. Additionally, DeepSeek R1 Distill Quin32b surpasses OpenAI O1 Mini in numerous benchmarks, setting new records for dense models. Apple is working on an AI version of Siri called LLM Siri, for release in 2026. Larry Ellison, a billionaire, claims that a large AI-driven surveillance system can guarantee that citizens will be on their best behavior. The Free Software Foundation has declared that the Llama 3.1 community license does not qualify as a free software license. John McAfee has been transformed into an AI memecoin and chatbot, boasting a market capitalization of $27 million. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is investigating the potential application of blockchain technology to enhance efficiency within the United States government. Additionally, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has noted that the rapid increase in new tokens, with approximately 1 million being created weekly on the platform, is complicating the evaluation process. Multi-drug-resistant bacteria discovered in the depths of New Mexico's Lechuguilla Cave. A study spanning decades reveals that men reduce their emotional support networks by half between the ages of 30 and 90. The Einstein probe investigates a mysterious cosmic explosion that occurred 12.5 billion years ago. Costco is making the official change from Pepsi to Coke in its food court. The Las Vegas Sphere utilizes 150 NVIDIA GPUs, and during lighting peaks, it is estimated to consume the same energy as 21,000 homes. SenseTime intends to separate its healthcare platform to leverage the potential of advanced large language models. M23 rebels supported by Rwanda assert control over a significant city in the Congo, which the Congo describes as an act of war. The UN Secretary-General appeals for Rwandan forces to retreat from the DR Congo. The EU dismisses the election in Belarus and warns of potential new sanctions. An exit poll in Belarus indicates Lukashenko received 87.6% of the vote in the presidential election. Iran and Afghanistan advocate for increased cooperation during high-level discussions in Kabul. Trump suggests a plan to completely clear Gaza and relocate Palestinians to Jordan and Egypt. Albania plans to establish a Bektashi state similar to the Vatican in Tirana. A new Calexit proposal for California's secession has been approved for signature collection, aiming to place the measure on the ballot. CIA concludes that COVID-19 is more likely to have originated from a laboratory. A recently found asteroid is revealed to be the Tesla Roadster that was sent into space. The renowned helmet of Coto Finesti and other items from an exhibition on Romania's Dacian treasures have been taken from a Dutch museum, as thieves forcefully blast open the museum door and steal archaeological artifacts. Methylphenidate, a typical ADHD medication, might enhance driving skills in certain individuals. Flash irradiation at extremely high dose rates enhances the distinction between normal and tumor tissue in mice. Research suggests ants possess a traffic awareness and can address urban transportation issues. Putin expresses willingness to meet Trump for a peaceful discussion. Ukraine plans to provide financial incentives to enhance military recruitment among individuals aged 18 to 25. Large numbers of Slovaks protest in the streets against Prime Minister Fico's support for Russia. Leaked documents reveal a plan to expose anonymous Wikipedia editors through hacking and facial recognition. NPR indicates that the White House is considering allowing Oracle and U.S. investors to acquire TikTok. Trump claims he has discussed a TikTok sale with numerous individuals, excluding Oracle. Musk refutes reports of his dissatisfaction with the operations of X. China to host world's first human-robot marathon as robotics drives national goals. Pet healthcare booms in China as furry friends outnumber infants and toddlers. 5 months ago, Financial Times reported that China's urban pets forecast to outnumber toddlers this year. Reportedly, China's Sichuan University overtakes Stanford, MIT, and Oxford in high-quality research. A peculiar signal is being detected from a galaxy that is no longer active, according to scientists. Meanwhile, a study proposes that a relativistic electron beam might be able to accelerate a probe towards Alpha Centauri. Additionally, Brazil has prohibited Sam Altman's technology company, Tools for Humanity, from covering the costs of iris scans. Bill Gates, according to a Wall Street Journal report, mentioned that he used to code while hiking during his teenage years. He speculated that he might have been on the autism spectrum. Meanwhile, Let Encrypt has announced the cessation of support for expiration notification emails. Additionally, Perplexity AI has revised its TikTok merger proposal, which could potentially result in the U.S. government acquiring a 50% stake. A Greek marble statue approximately 2,000 years old was reportedly discovered thrown away in the trash by police. According to a report, duck DNA was found in both engines of a Jeju airplane that experienced a crash. It has been revealed that China's submarines are now equipped with advanced deep-sea radar capable of detecting high-altitude planes. Trump mentions the possibility of rejoining the World Health Organization. The UN states that the U.S. will exit the organization on January 22, 2026. Trump previously ordered the U.S. withdrawal. Allegedly, drug lord Joss Liedecker seeks refuge in Sierra Leone after marrying the president's daughter. Sierra Leone is reportedly investigating these claims about the Dutch drug kingpin. In Germany, police are examining a Heil salute projected onto a Tesla factory. Activists responded to Musk's gesture with the projection. Netanyahu supports Musk amid the Nazi salute controversy, calling him a dear friend of Israel. Silicon Valley is experiencing significant turmoil due to China's latest AI models. Meta is reportedly in a frenzy after Chinese AI matches its own capabilities, causing disruption in the region. Recently, DeepSeek announced that its reasoning model surpasses OpenAI's o1 on specific benchmarks. Japan's chip market shares are declining as DeepSeek's advancements instill competition-related fears. The USA has imposed restrictions on Swiss access to AI computer chips. Spotify and Universal have reached a new agreement, which includes a direct partnership with Universal Music Publishing Group in the United States. Naomi Germa has become the first women's soccer player to earn $1 million, following her transfer from San Diego to Chelsea. The point-and-click horror game Last Half of Darkness, originally launched 35 years ago, is experiencing a revival. The United States and Colombia have agreed on deportation matters, while tariff and sanctions discussions are temporarily paused. Previously, President Trump imposed 25% tariffs and sanctions on Colombia due to a disagreement over migrants, leading Colombia to reconsider accepting deportees on military aircraft following Trump's threats. Additionally, Trump expressed his confidence that the U.S. will eventually acquire Greenland. In the United Kingdom, Trump's phone conversations with British leaders are said to have amused staff so much that they were left in tears from laughter. Ryanair, a budget airline, has revised its passenger traffic target downward once more due to delays in Boeing aircraft deliveries. According to reports, U.S. stocks have experienced an increase of over 20% for the second consecutive year. OpenAI is set to engage in a copyright dispute with digital news companies owned by Mukesh Ambani and Gautam Adani. Get your daily news fix with NewsSourceScrawler's latest edition, January 25, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 10th to January 16th, 2025. APT. Collaboration between Rose and Bruno Mars titled Die With a Smile. DTMF, song by Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 10th to Thursday, January 16th, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny, Die with a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US digital top sellers starting January 20, 2025. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Minecraft, Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Highlighting the globally top-selling and most played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 7, 2025, to Tuesday, January 14, 2025. Counter-Strike 2 Marvel Rivals PUBG Battlegrounds Path of Exile 2 Dota 2. CISA's Cybersecurity Alerts and Advisories. CISA has issued the Cybersecurity Performance Goals Adoption Report. NovaSky AI Sky 1-32B Preview. This is a 32B reasoning model that has been trained using Qwen 2.5-32B, instruct with a dataset of 17,000 items. Its performance matches that of the O1 Preview model in both mathematics and coding. The development was carried out by the NovaSky team, which is part of the Sky Computing Lab at UC Berkeley. North Korean IT workers are reportedly holding data hostage for extortion, according to the FBI. Meanwhile, The Guardian highlights that Microsoft has strengthened its relationship with the Israeli military to offer technical support amid the Gaza conflict. Additionally, the British Museum has been compelled to partially close following an alleged IT attack by a former employee. In the United States, a federal judge has issued a temporary injunction against Trump's executive order that seeks to redefine birthright citizenship. Meanwhile, the ICC prosecutor has made a formal request for warrants to be issued against Afghan Taliban leaders in connection with the persecution of women. Additionally, Pakistan's parliament has enacted a bill that imposes extensive controls over social media. Call of Duty's budget is reportedly reaching up to $700 million for each game. A GDC survey reveals that PC development has skyrocketed, with 80% of developers currently creating games for PC, surpassing the number working on PS5 or Xbox games by more than double. Epic plans to expand its mobile game store by assisting developers with covering their iOS fees. Ancient Roman statue of Athena revealed after nearly 300 years of concealment. Spotted hyena discovered in Egypt for the first time in 5,000 years. Cursed tablet unearthed in a Roman-era grave in France, directing malevolence towards adversaries by summoning Mars, the god of war. OpenAI introduces Operator, an AI agent capable of executing tasks independently. Meanwhile, Anthropic unveils a citations feature designed to minimize AI errors. Additionally, AI startup Perplexity debuts an assistant-like feature for Android devices. A developer has constructed an endless maze that ensnares AI training bots. Frontier AI systems have crossed the dangerous threshold of self-replication. Meta intends to allocate $65 billion to AI investments, while asserting the superiority of its DeepSeek technology. NATO chief warns that halting Putin will require trillions in investment unless they aid Ukraine promptly. Trump, during his Davos speech, criticizes oil producers for extending the Ukraine conflict and announces his intention to urge OPEC and Saudi Arabia to significantly reduce oil prices. Trump expresses his willingness to meet with Putin at once to achieve a resolution to the Ukraine war. New York State Comptroller DiNapoli reports that the homeless population in New York has doubled. Canada has decreased international student permits for the second consecutive year. Mexico has declined a landing request for a U.S. military flight intended to deport migrants. HTC from Taiwan plans to sell a portion of its XR unit to Google for a sum of $250 million. Meanwhile, OpenAI is facing difficulties in determining the valuation of its stake in Microsoft, as part of a deal to transition into a for-profit entity. Additionally, Apple has appointed a seasoned software executive to assist in addressing issues related to AI and Siri. ADL shifts its stance on Elon Musk following backlash from his salute, as the organization criticizes Musk's Nazi jokes after the salute incident. Reddit users prohibit links to X in groups to demonstrate against Elon Musk regarding Nazi salute accusations. Marjorie Taylor Greene criticizes Britain for declining the Gulf of America designation. Trump declares that the U.S. does not require Canadian energy or vehicles, and suggests that Canada could become a U.S. state to evade tariffs. Ships are reportedly preparing to depart from China with components for missile propellant, heading towards Iran, according to officials. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has expressed his desire to engage in nuclear discussions with both China and Russia. Additionally, the EU military chief has suggested that deploying European troops in Greenland could be a logical decision, as reported by Welt. CZ, the wealthiest individual in the cryptocurrency world, transforms his VC firm into a massive family office, rebranding Binance Labs as the $10 billion YZ Labs. David Ballin, co-founder of the French cryptocurrency company Ledger, is released following his kidnapping. Trump issues an executive order to boost cryptocurrency, creating opportunities for a digital asset stockpile, and instructs a crypto working group to develop new regulations and investigate a national stockpile. Robert Eggers, known for Nosferatu, is set to direct a sequel to the 1986 film Labyrinth. Films enhanced by AI, The Brutalist and Emilia Perez, receive Oscar nominations for acting and editing. Taxi Driver screenwriter Paul Schrader praises AI as smarter and better than Oscar-nominated writers, claiming he received original and well-developed film ideas from ChatGPT. He questions why writers should spend months on ideas when AI can offer them instantly. Mukesh Ambani plans to construct the world's largest data center in India, equipped with NVIDIA AI chips. Meanwhile, Trump dismisses Elon Musk's criticism of his AI announcement, suggesting Musk's dislike for one of the involved individuals. Trump's staff is reportedly upset following Musk's negative remarks about the AI project, as a Trump spokesperson defends the Stargate criticism, stating that the investments are indeed proceeding. The Stargate artificial intelligence project is expected to exclusively support OpenAI. Additionally, Trump has signed an executive order aimed at developing artificial intelligence that is free from ideological bias. A China-led study has detected chorus waves in space, raising concerns for future space travel. Scientists have identified a space chorus located a significant distance from Earth. Additionally, hidden passageways in Leonardo da Vinci's sketches have been discovered beneath a medieval castle in Milan. Furthermore, a genetic breakthrough has revealed the Andean origins of the pathogen responsible for the Irish potato famine. Game on AI chatbot startup founder faces fraud charges in San Francisco. China, Thailand, and Myanmar collaborate to eliminate online scam operations. Purdue Pharma and Sackler family agree to a $7.4 billion settlement for OxyContin-related lawsuits. Sony will cease production of Blu-rays and other discs by February 2025 because of declining demand. Apple reports that 68% of iPhones are currently using iOS 18. Nielsen announced the end of its panel-only TV ratings, which have been in use for decades, 2 days ago. Nielsen's new Big Data Plus panel TV measurement has received accreditation from the Media Rating Council, MRC, in preparation for the 2025 upfront. George R. R. Martin, known for his work on Game of Thrones, has collaborated on a physics paper titled Superhero Virus. Renowned composer Hans Zimmer has been invited to create a new version of Saudi Arabia's national anthem. The Beatles, iconic in the music world, have been nominated for the Brit Awards for the first time in more than 4 decades, with Charli XCX leading the nominations. HSBC scraps global money app Zing a year after launch. Ethereum gets Wall Street Salesforce as token lags Bitcoin. Reuters reports that whistleblower says MasterCard, Visa failed to stop payments for child sex abuse content on OnlyFans. Israel requests a delay from the United States in its withdrawal from South Lebanon, while Hezbollah warns against Israel's attempt to extend its occupation of Lebanon. The United States Air Force plans to enhance the Cyprus Air Base to serve as a humanitarian staging point for the Middle East. Additionally, U.S. private security contractors will manage a crucial Gaza checkpoint, as officials confirm their involvement in overseeing the truce in Gaza. Singapore's Prime Minister cautions against a third world war if the U.S. and China compel the rest of the globe to choose sides. He notes that the likelihood of the U.S. isolating itself from China is low and suggests that other nations can assist in managing their rivalry. Meanwhile, a Russian security official indicates that the risk of conflict between nuclear powers is increasing. Additionally, South Korea reports that North Korea is set to dispatch more troops to Russia following casualties. TikTok is considering alternatives to a sale, according to ByteDance Ford. Meanwhile, Bloomberg notes that Trump is minimizing the risk of China using TikTok for espionage against Americans. The Washington Post reveals that disagreements with Elon Musk led Ramaswamy to withdraw from the Doge cost-cutting initiative, resulting in Musk taking over. New scientists suggest that the Trump-supported Stargate project might impose a burden on the U.S. energy grid. Colorado DNA analyst faces forgery charges, casting doubt on over 500 cases. A Department of Labor report reveals that U.S. insurers have not adhered to mental health coverage laws. A report indicates that 61% of young adults in the U.S. are experiencing financial stress. Apple and Google's extensive mobile platforms are under investigation by UK antitrust authorities for two separate issues. India requests that Apple and Google allow national apps to be available on their app stores. In India, the government is asking Uber and Ola to provide a response regarding dual pricing depending on phone models. Rolls-Royce secures a record £9 billion contract from the UK Ministry of Defence for nuclear submarines. Israel instructs UNRWA to cease operations in Jerusalem and vacate its premises by January 30th. Putin reiterates Trump's assertion that the Ukraine conflict might have been prevented if he had been in power. Bank of Japan increases interest rates to the highest level in 17 years, causing the yen to rise. Trump urges a $1 trillion investment from Saudi Arabia and seeks lower oil prices. Shanghai distributes additional consumption vouchers following a significant drop in retail sales a month ago. It was previously announced that several Chinese cities are issuing a new batch of consumption vouchers to maintain a positive trend ahead of the Spring Festival holidays. Zelensky is no angel, as Trump criticizes Ukraine's president for wanting to fight at war's onset, and Trump suggests Ukraine shouldn't have fought back against Russia. Russia issued ultimatum to Ukraine in 2022 to replace Zelensky with pro-Kremlin oligarch Medvedchuk, president says. Hungary threatens to disrupt Russia sanctions unless Ukraine reopens gas transit. SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son admits he made a foolish decision to invest $18.5 billion in WeWork. Boeing anticipates a $4 billion loss for the fourth quarter following a tumultuous 2024. Wall Street banks are gearing up to sell billions of dollars worth of ex-loans. The State Department has implemented a one-flag policy at embassies and outposts, prohibiting the display of Pride and BLM flags, and mandating that only the stars and stripes be flown at State Department buildings globally, following Trump's directive. Nintendo has been nominated for a GLAAD Award for its portrayal of transgender characters in the game Paper Mario. The Hill has remarked that women, gays, transgender, and queer Americans serve in the military because men are unwilling to do so. Owen's report reveals that economic losses from natural disasters in 2024 amounted to $368 billion, primarily due to hurricanes Milton and Helene, severe convective storms in the United States, and widespread flooding in Europe. Actuaries warn that the global economy might experience a 50% reduction in GDP from 2070 to 2090 as a result of climate shocks. UNICEF reports that nearly 250 million children were unable to attend school last year because of extreme weather conditions. Electric cars in the UK have a lifespan comparable to petrol and diesel vehicles, according to a study. The 2025 Tesla Model Y is introduced with a cybercab appearance and turn signal stalks. The Trump administration is evaluating the U.S. automatic emergency braking rule. 6 months ago, automakers requested the U.S. agency to reconsider the emergency braking rule. Marvel actor Benedict Cumberbatch mentions that Doctor Strange will not participate in the Avengers Doomsday event, but will play a crucial role in Secret Wars. In 2024, Squid Game became the most-watched series in a single week, with 4.9 billion minutes viewed according to Nielsen. Additionally, director M. Night Shyamalan has been acquitted of copyright charges in The Servant trial, as decided by the jury. Trump supports Tether and Circle by linking stablecoins to the dollar, aiming to maintain dollar supremacy through his executive order. Meanwhile, Trump promotes stablecoins but opposes central bank digital currency. Crypto expert David Sachs describes NFTs and memecoins as collectibles, not securities. In 2024, U.S. home sales dropped to their lowest point in nearly 3 decades due to rising prices and mortgages. Team Trump demands further ingratiation from Mark Zuckerberg. Trump appoints Attorney General to scrutinize Biden administration. Former Fox News host Pete Hegseth officially named as Trump's defense secretary. X declines to take down stabbing video viewed by Southport murderer. Instagram and Facebook restrict and conceal posts from abortion pill providers. Spirit Airlines introduces a new dress code prohibiting offensive tattoos and revealing attire. White House says migrant deportation flights with military aircraft have begun. Trump signs executive order suspending foreign aid for 90 days. Trump tells Danish PM he's serious about taking over Greenland in fiery call that has Danes in crisis mode. In the UK, the number of children identifying as the wrong gender has increased by 50 times. Microplastics in the bloodstream can cause cerebral thrombosis by obstructing cells and result in neurobehavioral issues. According to SCMP, Hong Kong intends to prohibit vaping and public possession of e-cigarette cartridges, as stated by a source. Netflix introduces board and party games to enhance your viewing experience, as its cloud gaming service undergoes tests in the US. Apple TV Plus commits to investment obligations with the French television industry. Brad Pitt is set to star in and produce Heart of the Beast, an action-adventure film by David Ayer for Paramount. Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition, January 23, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 10 to January 16, 2025. APT. Collaboration between Rose and Bruno Mars titled Die With a Smile. DTMF, song by Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 10 to Thursday, January 16, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die With a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting January 20, 2025. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Minecraft, Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Highlighting the globally top-selling and most played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 7, 2025, to Tuesday, January 14, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, Marvel Rivals, PUBG Battlegrounds, Path of Exile 2, Dota 2. CISA's Cybersecurity Alerts and Advisories. CISA has issued the Cybersecurity Performance Goals Adoption Report. NovaSky AI Sky 1-32B Preview. This is a 32B reasoning model that has been trained using Qwen 2.5-32B. Instruct with a dataset of 17,000 items. Its performance matches that of the O1 Preview model in both mathematics and coding. The development was carried out by the NovaSky team, which is part of the Sky Computing Lab at UC Berkeley. Hubble telescope images were merged into a massive mosaic of the nearby Andromeda Galaxy, forming the 417-megapixel Andromeda Galaxy panorama, which took more than 10 years to complete. Researchers at MIT have created sophisticated robotic insects designed for pollination. Scientists and composers collaborated to produce a natural rendition of Colombia's national anthem. Sam Altman from OpenAI is scheduled to provide a briefing to U.S. officials regarding advanced AI agents with expertise comparable to that of a PhD. Meanwhile, the X Games will conduct an experiment with an AI judge for the first time this week, thanks to a new partnership with Google. Additionally, ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, intends to allocate $12 billion for AI chips in the year 2025. Lone Star intends to establish data centers within the moon's lava tubes. The CEO of the French AI startup Mistral states that the company is not available for acquisition and is planning to go public. A survey conducted by GDC highlights a challenging year marked by layoffs and skepticism towards AI among game developers, with the report indicating that 1 in 10 respondents experienced layoffs in 2024. Circle has joined the tokenization competition by purchasing Hashnote, a $1.3 billion real-world asset issuer. According to reports, cryptocurrency executives are cautioning that Trump's memecoins could negatively impact the industry. Crypto.com has introduced institutional-level exchange services in the United States. Samsung introduces features similar to Apple Wallet, including layaway and tap-to-send for wallet. In the UK, a digital driving license will be available in 2025, accompanied by a Gov. UK wallet and app to streamline access to services and documents such as digital driver's licenses, along with improvements to public sector technology. Microsoft's LinkedIn faces legal action for revealing customer information to develop AI models. News Corp, owned by Murdoch, proposes a settlement to Prince Harry to end a prolonged lawsuit. Meta entices TikTok creators with $5,000 bonuses, content agreements, and complimentary verification. The extremely violent Toxic Avenger movie starring Peter Dinklage is finally set to be released in theaters. Cloudflare reveals that in 2024, its self-operating DDoS protection systems thwarted approximately 21.3 million DDoS attacks, marking a 53% rise from 2023. On a typical day in 2024, Cloudflare intercepted an average of 4,870 DDoS attacks each hour. According to sources, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has dismissed external consultants, as the investigation into China was reportedly interrupted. Former President Trump has granted a pardon to Ross Ulbricht, the founder of Silk Road, for his involvement in an online drug trafficking scheme. Singapore accuses a man of aiding in the creation of documents linked to a $2.2 billion money laundering case. According to Deloitte, Real Madrid becomes the first club to achieve a revenue of €1 billion in a single season. Oxfam reports that billionaires' wealth increased significantly in 2024, with 4 new billionaires emerging every week. Israel's chief military officer steps down due to significant failures during the October 7th attack. Trump expresses doubt about the sustainability of the Gaza ceasefire and removes U.S. sanctions on Israeli settlers in the West Bank. According to the Wall Street Journal, Google hastened to sell AI technology to Israel's military following the Hamas attack. Joker, Folie à Deux receives multiple Razzie Awards nominations. Elon Musk confesses to cheating in Diablo and Poe, declaring himself a living god of video games. Over 100 elite athletes request replacements for LVMH's Olympic medals, which are already rusting. OpenAI collaborates with SoftBank and Oracle on a $500 billion data center initiative, while Trump unveils AI infrastructure investment supported by Oracle OpenAI, where SoftBank. Musk claims they don't actually have the money for the Trump-promoted Stargate project. Bloomberg reports as Microsoft poised to benefit from Stargate joint venture with zero money. The CIA is discreetly employing AI to create simulated versions of global leaders. UK intends to develop a formidable supercomputer to compete with US and China in drug discovery, as a top supercomputer utilizing AI to advance vaccine development. Zelensky indicates that a security guarantee for Ukraine would require a minimum of 200,000 peacekeepers. Trump criticizes Putin, claiming he is destroying Russia by not accepting the Ukraine deal. A British general warns that after the guns cease in Ukraine, Russia will initiate a military resurgence. DeepSeek asserts that its reasoning model surpasses OpenAI's O1 on specific benchmarks. Salesforce's CEO anticipates that current CEOs will be the last to lead entirely human workforces. Microsoft has reached an agreement to help restore the Amazon rainforest and balance AI emissions, while also announcing that it is no longer OpenAI's sole cloud provider, as OpenAI's Stargate deal signifies a move away from Microsoft. Study finds air fryers emit less indoor air pollution than other cooking methods. Scientists discover bacteria trapped in endless evolutionary time loop. Men have grown twice as much as women over past century, study shows. Iran is conducting tests on combat robots and working on the creation of new models, according to the Army's information provided to the Tehran Times. Meanwhile, Syria has completely taken over the Tartus port, terminating a 49-year agreement with Russia. Additionally, Fitch has forecasted that Saudi Arabia's debt market will reach $500 billion within the next 3 years. Trump's SEC is initiating a crypto task force to establish precise regulations for the industry. A U.S. court in Texas has overturned the sanctions imposed on Tornado Cash since 2022. Reliance is launching GeoCoin, stepping into the crypto market with a partnership with Polygon Labs. Indonesia's fish startup, valued at $1.4 billion, allegedly fabricated the majority of its sales, according to a report. Meanwhile, Iraqi lawmakers have approved a bill that opponents argue permits child marriage. In Florida, a man who consumed a diet consisting mainly of butter, cheese, and beef experience cholesterol oozing from his body. ADL clarifies that Musk's gesture was awkward, but not a Nazi salute, acknowledging it as a delicate moment. Musk's straight-arm gesture has been misinterpreted and adopted by right-wing extremists, despite his intentions. The Trump administration is facing accusations of utilizing AI to create executive orders. Trump's UN nominee supports Israeli assertions of biblical rights to the West Bank. Trump fires first woman to head a U.S. military service, as Trump sacks Coast Guard leader over excessive diversity focus. 2 Americans held in Afghanistan traded for Taliban prisoner in final Biden deal, delayed until Trump took office. Hillary Clinton laughs as Trump announces Gulf of America order. Trump announces plans to implement a 10% tariff on Chinese imports starting February 1st. Economists at Davos caution that such threats could lead nations to distance themselves from the U.S. dollar. Additionally, Trump dismantles diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives by reversing Lyndon Johnson's affirmative action executive order, instructing all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion employees to be placed on leave. Furthermore, Trump grants gun and drug agents the authority to carry out deportations. Severance, the Apple TV Plus series, reportedly has generated over $200 million for the streamer. Meanwhile, ITV's Hell's Kitchen game has become a massive success, attracting 20 million players on the Roblox platform. Additionally, Ryan Gosling is reportedly in discussions to star in a new Star Wars movie directed by Sean Levy. Elon Musk is reportedly supporting UK far-right leader Tommy Robinson's legal battle, according to his followers. 2 weeks prior, Musk reportedly shifted his support from UK's Nigel Farage to the far-right figure Tommy Robinson. 3 months ago, the founder of the far-right English Defence League, Tommy Robinson, was sentenced to 18 months in prison for court contempt. Additionally, he was charged under the Terrorism Act before the far-right march in London. Harvard has reached a settlement with Jewish students who filed a lawsuit regarding campus anti-Semitism. In India, the government of Modi is reportedly planning to repatriate 18,000 Indians residing in the U.S. illegally. Saudi Crown Prince announces $600 billion investment in U.S. during Trump call. 2 days prior, Trump stated he would visit Saudi Arabia for $500 billion in trade. Mongolia secures $1.6 billion uranium mine agreement with France's Orano. Satellite image shows China's latest aircraft carrier. 3 months back, reports indicated China was constructing a nuclear reactor to power its new aircraft carrier, supported by images and documents. Anti-Trump searches seem concealed on TikTok following its return online. TikTok is now Trump's propaganda. Trump expresses willingness for Elon Musk or Larry Ellison to acquire TikTok. Mr. Beast, a leading internet creator, participates in a fresh attempt to purchase TikTok. In the 2025 State of Mobile report, it is revealed that consumers spent a staggering $150 billion on mobile, marking yet another year of record-breaking expenditures. Additionally, AI applications garnered more than $1 billion in consumer spending during 2024. Meanwhile, EA shares experienced a 7% decline following the company's decision to reduce its guidance due to a lack of performance in soccer and other games. Adobe Premiere Pro introduces text search functionality for locating clips. Meta plans to allow users to connect WhatsApp with Facebook and Instagram. Amazon will discontinue its operations in Quebec, reverting to third-party delivery services. The Royal Shakespeare Company is transforming Macbeth into a neo-noir interactive experience. In the United States, a federal court has declared that FISA Section 702 backdoor searches are unconstitutional. A 15-year-old boy has created a zero-click attack that secretly discloses the target's location. Bloomberg comments as the second Trump presidency brought to you by YouTubers. Reuters reports as OpenAI tells India court ChatGPT data removal will breach U.S. legal obligations. TikTok owner asks Chinese staff in Singapore to pay taxes to Beijing. OpenAI is developing a system aimed at achieving artificial general intelligence, AGI, by mimicking the thought processes of a professional engineer. Meanwhile, TSMC has temporarily halted production following a powerful earthquake in Taiwan, which may have impacted up to 20,000 wafers, with most likely needing to be discarded. Additionally, a study has revealed that AI can forecast career success based on a facial image. Samsung introduces features similar to Apple Wallet, including layaway and tap-to-send capabilities for its wallet. Google Gemini is now compatible with multiple apps within a single prompt, available on the Samsung Galaxy S25 series. Goldman Sachs launches an AI assistant for its staff as artificial intelligence becomes prevalent on Wall Street. CNN plans to dismiss several hundred workers as it initiates a transformation following the inauguration, according to sources. The Prime Minister of Spain calls on Europe to oppose the caste that dominates social media. Israel's defense minister states that its military operation in the West Bank incorporates lessons from the Gaza conflict, while Israel conducts a lethal raid on the Jenin refugee camp in the occupied West Bank. OpenAI reveals preliminary findings indicating that reasoning models, like O1, enhance their resilience against adversarial attacks with extended thinking processes. The Open Source Survey 2024 highlights that security in open source is a top priority, AI adoption is increasing, and open source is becoming more varied. ByteDance introduces an AI code editor developed on Microsoft software following the delay of the TikTok ban. Nepal has increased the Mount Everest climbing fee to $15,000. Trump issued an executive order to encourage beautiful federal civic architecture. 4 years ago, Joe Biden revoked Trump's executive order requiring classical-only architecture for federal buildings, reinstating freedom of design. 5 years ago, the White House declared an executive order on promoting beautiful federal civic architecture. Solar power surpassed coal in the EU's electricity mix in 2024, according to Ember. Hundreds of same-sex couples tie the knot as Thailand's significant marriage bill comes into force. In the UK, a study of GP records reveals that adults with ADHD are experiencing shorter life expectancies than they ought to. The Financial Times indicates that young individuals are socializing less frequently, which could potentially be detrimental to their mental well-being. FDA gives approval for J&J's ketamine-based depression treatment to be used independently. Researchers discover that the blood of Australian oysters might be crucial in combating drug-resistant superbugs. A study led by UT Health San Antonio reveals that females have a 31% increased risk of developing long COVID.
Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition, January 21st, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 10th to January 16th, 2025. APT. Collaboration between Rose and Bruno Mars titled Die With a Smile. DTMF. Song by Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 10th to Thursday, January 16th, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die With a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting January 20th, 2025. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Minecraft, Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Highlighting the globally top-selling and most played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, to Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, Marvel Rivals, PUBG Battlegrounds, Path of Exile 2, Dota 2. CISA's Cybersecurity Alerts and Advisories. CISA has issued the Cybersecurity Performance Goals Adoption Report. Novasky AI Sky, T1-32B, Preview. This is a 32B reasoning model that has been trained using Qwen 2.5-32B. Instruct with a dataset of 17,000 items. Its performance matches that of the O1 preview model in both mathematics and coding. The development was carried out by the Novasky team, which is part of the Sky Computing Lab at UC Berkeley. Russia claims that Democratic presidents, first Obama and then Biden, intentionally damaged U.S.-Russia relations in anticipation of Trump's return. Meanwhile, officials reported that the damage to the Baltic Sea cable was likely due to accidents rather than Russian interference, according to the Washington Post. Additionally, Trump plans to temporarily revoke the security clearances of 51 intelligence officials who inaccurately suggested that Hunter Biden's laptop was a Russian fabrication. Serbian leader cautions about a foreign-supported color revolution. CPJ notes that, in an unprecedented year, China, Israel, and Myanmar are the top jailers of journalists globally. X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube commit to an EU initiative to address hate speech. VTB Bank will be the first Russian financial institution to establish a branch in Iran. The volume of trade between Afghanistan and Iran rose by 84% in the previous year. Russia and Iran have concluded the route for their gas pipeline through Azerbaijan, with price negotiations nearing completion. In the United States, Donald Trump is set to be sworn in as the 47th president. Russian President Vladimir Putin extends his congratulations to Trump prior to his inauguration, expressing willingness to engage in discussions regarding Ukraine and nuclear weapons. China's vice president holds meetings with Elon Musk and J.D. Vance in anticipation of Trump's inauguration. India urges Russia to bring back its citizens after reports of 12 fatalities and 16 missing in battle. Ukraine's commander-in-chief, Syrskyi, claims Russian ammunition has been reduced by half due to Ukrainian strikes. With Trump's inauguration, Macron cautions Europe against relying solely on American weapons. Ramaswamy's position at DOJ is uncertain as he plans to reveal his candidacy for Ohio governor, while numerous lawsuits challenge the newly established Department of Government Efficiency as Trump takes office. Nancy Pelosi has revealed her husband's latest investment portfolio, which includes $2.9 million in shares from Apple, Disney, PayPal, and Amex. Melania Trump introduces a meme coin amid concerns over crypto disputes from experts. Telegram malware scams surge dramatically, increasing by 2,000%, posing a fresh threat to cryptocurrency investors. Meanwhile, HPE initiates an investigation following a hacker's assertion of a data breach. Additionally, authors are requesting Meta's logs and seeding data related to its torrent client as part of an AI piracy investigation. TikTok resumes operations following Trump's promise to postpone the ban, while China indicates willingness to negotiate a deal to maintain TikTok's presence in the U.S. Canon introduces a new application that enables live streaming from various cameras, excluding Canon's own. It is said that Instagram is attempting to attract TikTok creators by offering substantial financial incentives. Independent receives financial support from the Bill Gates Foundation. In Saudi Arabia, Kingdom Holding announces the restart of construction on the Jeddah Tower, which will be 1,000 meters tall. Officials in France alert the public about the influx of Viagra-infused erectile honey. Alleged 9/11 mastermind consents to the use of a contested confession for a life sentence. The UN chief announces that 630 aid trucks entered Gaza on the initial day of the ceasefire. Hamas provides hostages with goodie bags containing signed certificates of captivity. Trump plans to execute over 200 executive actions on his first day in office. According to Axios, Americans generally support deporting undocumented immigrants, but their opinions shift when asked specific questions. National Guard troops reportedly express concern that Trump might use them for mass deportations. HuffPost describes Biden's legacy as saving America from COVID and then being succeeded by a criminal. The infamous pirate IPTV service Magus TV is seeking a U.S. trademark and undergoing a rebranding process. Experts warn that a salon hair wash can pose significant health risks. Research indicates that urination in chimpanzees can be contagious. A doorbell camera has recorded the first-ever video of both the sound and sight of a meteorite crash landing. A novel device has been created to capture green ammonia directly from the atmosphere, serving as a potential fuel or fertilizer source. MIT has declared that rapid control techniques achieve unprecedented precision in superconducting qubits. Biden issues preemptive pardons for Milley, Fauci, and January 6th committee members. Trump grants sweeping pardon of January 6th defendants, including rioters who violently attacked police. Trump promises to bring back troops booted for refusing COVID vaccine. Landslides and flash floods on Java Island, Indonesia, result in 16 fatalities and 9 individuals missing. Trump declares a second withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement and plans to announce a national energy emergency, terminating Biden's electric vehicle mandate. Researchers discover that Tesla's brand value decreased by $15 billion in 2024 due to an aging product lineup and Elon Musk's leadership. Cecile Richards, a leading abortion advocate and former president of Planned Parenthood, passed away at the age of 67 on the day of Donald Trump's inauguration. The ACLU has filed a lawsuit against Trump's executive order intended to terminate birthright citizenship, following his announcement to end this right for children born to undocumented immigrants. Trump has directed the United States to withdraw from the World Health Organization. Melania Trump asserts that the Obamas created difficulties during the transition to her husband's first presidency. In the last moments of his office, Biden pardons 5 members of his family. Trump promises a new era of national success and declares that America's decline is over in his inaugural address. Doom has been adapted into a standalone Microsoft Word document, which reportedly functions well although it lacks sound. 6 days prior, it was reported that Doom could also run directly from a PDF file, known as Doom PDF, achieving a frame rate of approximately 12.5 FPS. The director of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 hints at future developments involving Metal Sonic and Amy Rose in Sonic 4. A gaming analyst expresses optimism that the industry might see Grand Theft Auto 6 priced at $100. Researchers create a celestial navigation system to serve as a GPS alternative for drones. U.S. safety regulators broaden their investigation into Ford's hands-free driving technology. The FIA announces the confirmed debut date for Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari, marking the beginning of Hamilton's Ferrari career with a visit to the HQ and a test. EU intends to prohibit forever chemicals in consumer goods. Women who participated in sports have a higher probability of becoming business leaders. A recent study by TikTok suggests that the use of short videos is associated with reduced academic performance in children. Ravensburger reveals upcoming Disney villainous games and global tournaments. KPMG is nearing the establishment of a U.S. law firm, marking a first for the Big Four. Apple CFO refutes claims of a 75% margin on its App Store. The Pentagon indicates that artificial intelligence is accelerating its process of targeting and engaging threats, known as the kill chain. An editor of The Brutalist faces criticism for using AI in creating dialogue and designing buildings, yet argues that this approach is not unprecedented. Former President Trump annuls a previous executive order by President Biden aimed at mitigating the risks associated with artificial intelligence. The Trump administration has terminated several immigration court officials, marking the start of a crackdown. Trump has signed extensive executive actions on immigration, initiating efforts to abolish birthright citizenship. According to the Wall Street Journal, Trump will present his trade vision but will not introduce new tariffs at this time. Meanwhile, Bloomberg reports that Trump intends to implement a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada by February 1st. Mystery mounds on Mars show the history of water, with erosion as large as the UK. Mountains on neutron stars might be detected using gravitational waves, as these mountains would create ripples in spacetime. An AI model created for protein design simulates 500 million years of protein evolution to develop a new fluorescent protein. Trump issues an executive order temporarily halting the TikTok ban and granting immunity to technology companies. Additionally, Trump instructs the government to refrain from infringing on American speech and initiates an investigation into censorship. Apple faces a Belgian investigation regarding blood minerals sourced from the Congo. Meta plans to employ fact-checkers outside the United States temporarily. Trump says he will quickly release JFK, Robert Kennedy, MLK assassination files. Trump's presidency will set off a new right-wing surge in Europe, Hungary's PM Orbán says, and Trump's presidency will set off a new right-wing surge in Europe, PM Orbán says. Reuters reports that German ambassador warns of Trump plan to redefine